What's going on YouTube? Josh here checking in. We're in the gym making gains. At least that's the goal here. And so I wanted to talk about the nutrition required to make those gains. There's this myth that you can make lean gains, meaning you kind of just pack on muscle without packing on fat. And I'm sorry to break it to any of you who buy that myth, but unless you're taking anabolic steroids or other similar substances, that just ain't gonna happen for anybody who's been training for any significant amount of time. That just doesn't happen, alright? So, moving on. If you're trying to make gains in the gym, your nutrition needs to complement your training. You know, they go hand in hand, and it just kills me to watch people have intelligent programs that are really well thought out. Watch these folks, beat themselves up in the gym, really put in a lot of effort and then not be able to realize all of those gains because their nutrition is not matching their programming. It's not matching what they're doing in the gym. So, what do you need to do to make these gains? What do you need to be eating? How much do you need to be eating? All of these sort of things. By far, the number one most important thing is calories, total calories. This oftentimes is the hardest for people, okay? It's not getting enough protein. That's not difficult. It's just eating enough food, period. If you have a faster metabolism, if you're naturally on the skinnier side, sometimes, honestly, bulking for many people is harder than cutting. It's hard because you see food and you're just like done. You don't want to eat anymore. You're grossed out. And honestly, you kind of have to mentally overcome that and come up with some clever ideas to get in some extra calories. But that's the bottom line. You need sufficient calories. By far most important thing. Now, why is this useful? So, essentially, this food is anabolic when there's sufficient amounts, right? So it helps you build muscle. Obviously, it's not as anabolic as, hormones like testosterone and other sorts of things, but there is an anabolic effect of food. And so what does that mean? That means that you can build more muscle, and that will mean that you'll be able to recover better. Why is that relevant? So that means that in the long run, you can do more work in the gym. You can put in greater total volume, you can recover better, and therefore you can come into the next workout and handle, greater loads. You can do more reps, all those sorts of things. And in the long run, what does that mean? That means muscle gain, okay? If, on the other hand, your calories are at maintenance or below, and you're, really pushing it in the gym, you're going to come into the next session, and your recovery is going to, not match where you need to be. You're not going to be adequately recovered, even if you're sleeping well and everything else is on point. If you're not eating enough, there comes a point in your training when if you're training hard, you're not going to be able to recover just quite as well as if you were eating in a surplus, okay? That's just the bottom line. Total calories is the most important thing. Unfortunately, I can't give you guys a number of how many calories you should be eating because this is highly variable from person to person. So it depends on individual variations in your baseline metabolism, your basal metabolic rate. It has to do with your variations of your energy expenditure throughout the day. So, do you have a very vigorous job where you're a landscaper and you're doing lots of, work with your body? Do you sit at a desk? Is the gym the only time you get physical activity? So all of these things take into account what your baseline level of calories are. The key is that you need to be eating in a caloric surplus. The best way to know that you're doing that is to see that you are consistently gaining weight, right? So you can basically weigh yourself, get an average on a weekly basis, and then you want to see that weekly average increase over time. A good number, if you're starting off kind of lean, is about a pound a week. I wouldn't really go any more than that, but that's just a rough estimate. I don't want to get into the breakdown of individual macronutrients in this video and sort of how to go about calculating that and figuring that out on your own. But in case you guys are curious, I'm 5'8". I weigh 188 pounds. That's sort of my average weight for the past week. On training days, I'm consuming 500 carbs, 85 fat, 155 protein, and on rest days, I'm having 375, 75, 150. And with those macros, I've been averaging about a pound a week. give or take. I might be having to up those in a little bit just because my training volume has been increasing, and it looks like the weight gain might be slowing down a little bit. But nonetheless, I'm getting those calories in and I'm making it work. So I want to hear from you guys. Have you guys noticed that getting on top of your nutrition has made a significant difference in your gains, in your performance in the gym? Let me know if you guys have any questions on this topic. I frequently get asked questions about this from people I know, other people that see me in the gym, things like that. So I'm sure you guys might have questions or comments, so be sure to post those in the comments section below. If you guys like this video, if you guys want to support the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you guys can give this video a like. Just hit that thumbs up button at the bottom of the page. If you're not subscribing already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.